Hey everybody, and welcome back to Aeslung episode 14. I cannot believe we've had 14 episodes so far in this one city, but I'm super excited about it just like always. So without further ado, there's a few things we need to get into, so let's jump straight into that intro and onto the video. Alright, so as I said, this video actually has a fair amount of content. Since we've been building up into the mountains for Aeslung, this video is going to focus on building a market square, a new tower, reusing a gatehouse from a prior episode, and then building 2 additional houses. Aeslung is growing very quickly, and there's still so much to figure out and design. As a little sneak peek, I've also been working on building some ships for the Aeslung harbor, and I've been working on revamping the College of Aeslung into something completely and extremely awesome, so definitely stay tuned for that. My goal is to have this city be one of the largest single-player cities ever built in Minecraft, so I believe I'm making pretty good progress so far. Also, I have been working on a new sewer system for this great city, and it's going to be a complex maze of craziness below the city streets, but we cannot forget about the Thieves Guild that is based in these murky depths of nastiness. There has been a lot of effort thrown into what will be the underbelly of a seemingly perfect city, so I can't wait to show you all of that in later episodes. Now, with all that being said, there's not too much to actually be said about this episode in terms of lore and things like that. It really is just building some structures and adding to the city. So, simply put, I'll leave you to it. I'm going to throw on some music, let you enjoy the rest of the time lapse, and I'll meet you again for the walkthrough. Alright everybody, so I hope you enjoyed that time lapse, and I hope you enjoyed all what you're seeing here. But as you can see, we are at kind of the bottom little bit of the layer here in Aeslung, moving on up to what we started, mostly the tower and the square. So what I wanted to do is actually start off on the square real quickly, and we're just going to zoom on over, and this was the last video for Aeslung, these houses right here. So there was this big empty space, and I was like, well, I could put a small house or two, but we decided to put a market instead, and I think it came out very, very well. So if you come down to this area right off the bat to the right, you can see a pelts, and fur trader, essentially. It looks like we actually have Teddy over here, who is a good friend of ours. Teddy is the mascot for this pelter trader. Think of like a Buc-ee's or something like that. Every business has a mascot. Well, Teddy is the mascot, so he's awesome. Okay, Teddy is not going to be used for the next product here. He is just there for show. But once again, you can see here We have this beautiful fountain. We just used a little bit of waterlogging blocks here to really add to it. Over here, we just kind of have a general foods merchant, and he's have a little bit of tobacco and things like that, but kind of ties it all in together here. And we obviously tried to use brighter colors, just like with any medieval square build. And then, of course, over here, we actually have like a palm reader, future teller type of person. You can see we have some books, we have the pillows that people could sit on and listen to stories and listen to their futures, things like that. So I kind of wanted to incorporate a little bit of that in, and lots of these ideas did come from the streams. So if you haven't already tuned into those, you should definitely always pop in and try to give some input, because we're more than happy to work with you. So that is pretty much that. And if we're going through this tower here, initially this was supposed to be like a defensive type of tower, but I did change it around a little bit, and as you can see, the interiors are actually very cool. I left the tables blank because I just wasn't 100% sure what to put on there. I will put some on there eventually, but what we did is, instead of making this a defensive tower, it actually became a little tower for the residents to be able to enjoy, kind of go relax, just take things easy. And that's really what it is. Now, I know that doesn't necessarily maybe make sense to most, but I do like the way, like, we have these, supports up here. We have some additional storage. Now, the top layer I did not finish because, honestly, I kind of ran out of ideas on what to put up here. So if you could think of anything to put up here that the citizens of Elmorn would just enjoy and like to hang out, and just kind of like have a peaceful maybe date night dinner or something like that, by all means, put those ideas in the comments below, because that's what this tower is all about. Now, what we're going to do here is, as you can see in the time lapse, this was a copy and paste job. Now, this was the gatehouse originally from the little Hamphrey Valley pathway. So I just did copy and paste, added some stuff in here, but this is a nice little gatehouse kind of separating these areas. Okay, so if there was an invading force, since the palace is going to be like way back here, this could be another defensible position for the people of Aeslung to hold back anybody who had ill intentions. And what we do have, lastly, I want to go over these two houses here. So this area is kind of an odd shape. You can see I kind of have like the pathway set out. I haven't fully detailed them yet, but it's kind of like an oval, essentially, and it is even all the way around. This is going to be very interesting, but in this first house we do have it's my typical like kind of weird U shape, I guess you could say. But I think it came out really, really well, and it does straight up attach to this one, and they are adjacent to each other. So going into this first house, right off the bat, we have this beautiful small little bookcase here. We have a nice little seating area. Now, of course, we have a dining area and a kitchen, and these houses are going to be much more upper class. They're going to be for fancy people, people with money, people who have influence. The closer you get to the palace, the more wealthy you are. That's how the city of Aeslung is kind of designed, and that's what I've kind of constantly gone for here. So once again, we have some fruit, we have some bread on the table, we have some cheese right here, we have just a little bit of some ale and things like that, just kind of tie it all together. What we're going to do is we're going to go upstairs as well, and you can see it's a beautiful open space, and we're going to have 2 bedrooms. So this bedroom right off the bat is pretty small, but it's really nice. Got a small little nook here with the light coming through. We of course have the bed, the kind of like an armoire, if you want to think of it that way. And of course, once again, another window for the light to come through. And then if we're going through this, we actually have another beautiful master bedroom. And there's a little bit more detail in this. I think it looks really good. Even though the space is not very large, it wouldn't need to be. But I think this room is heavily detailed. I think it comes together really well. I don't know. I'm working on my interiors. I'm working on bedrooms. Bedrooms are honestly like way harder than you would think they would be, but they are. But let's move on to the second house. So as you can see here, this is a little blank that is specifically for a reason. So ignore this ugly part back here. Okay, in the chimney, because I'm going to put more detail into that in the next episode. But when you walk in, once again, you have this beautiful house, good bit of space here. We have the dining room table, a small seating area. We have a nice kitchen with a nice wine rack right here. And this kitchen I actually really like. It came out really well. I really enjoyed it. It was pretty simple, but it kind of comes together. So going up to the second story, of course, we only have one bedroom on this house, and that's because it is a single family. So 2 beds, husband and wife, or father and child, like whatever the case may be. And then we actually have the bedroom set area here with the like armoires or clothes, and we have like, this is an empty wine rack if I'm not mistaken, but I just think it looks really good, almost as like a veiled dresser or something like that, if that makes any sense. Really like the way that it came out. And then of course when you come out, we have this small little bookcase here, this small little table, and of course the chimney going up. So that is pretty much that. Just a brief overview of what we've done. So we added in this tower completely from scratch. We added in all of this square. We copy and pasted this guardhouse, and we have the new houses. So we're definitely like, already I've built this section and this section over here. So we're actually behind a little bit on these time-lapse videos, but I still think it looks pretty good all in all. So thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope you enjoyed the walkthrough. I know it was a little longer, but there was kind of a lot to look at, a lot to explore. So yeah, if you have any suggestions on what you'd like to see on Aeslung or just in the world of Elmoran, please let me know. I would be more than happy to hear you out, work with you. We will be streaming, as always, Monday through Friday. And once again, put any ideas in the comments below. If you haven't already, please subscribe, hit that like button, do all that good stuff. I will also put my Patreon in the description below or at the top comment. Please, feel free if you want to do that to help support me. That would be great. If not, that's also great. So anyways, thank you all so much for popping in. This is, of course, the Legendary Porpoise. I hope all of you have a good day and happy gaming.